All right, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, it's time for us to take a look at the markets for this week and indeed this month. Tunde Segun Jeariogbe, the CEO at Tradelines Dotbiz Investment Ltd, is joining me right now virtually. Hello, Mr. Jeariogbe, and thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Okay, let's get started. It's the first day of the month of February. Speak to me about what you and your colleagues are expecting from the markets this week, or this month, rather.
All right, this week, this month, we will look at what has happened in the past. You will discover that two things actually moved the market through the last 2 weeks of January. Number one is the outcome of the MPC meeting, and the second one is the release of interim earnings from the equities with December year end. And so we expect this week to also follow the same trend, as in gained all through, although you can't rule out the fact that there might be interval pullback that will be induced by profit takers, because the market has actually gained a lot. So we expect positive sentiment to continue all through the week and for the better part of the month of February.
Okay. Which counters or which equities drove the markets in January, especially in the positive territory? When I did my own analysis, I got about 5% return, more than 5% return for the Nigerian stock markets in January. So which equities really, were front and center in January? And will those equities also be the leaders for February?
All right, let me start from the leaders. We have the champion beauties. Champion beauties gained outstandingly because it recorded 261.63% for the month of January. And when you look at this stock, what is actually moving this stock? We all know that Nigerian Breweries is a major shareholder in Champion Breweries. And of course, there is news outside that there is likelihood that the investors, investors will be paid out. The minority investors will be paid off. And so at the price of ₦2.55 or thereabout. So investors are actually positioning. And if you ask me, at ₦3.11, entering this stock at this point does not really meet the target again. And again, on the gainers list for the week, you will see livestock feed. Livestock feed gained 85.61% in the month of January, having moved from the price of ₦1.39 to ₦2.58. Why are we buying livestock? What is moving the price of livestock? Of course, the livestock have been releasing positive numbers compared to what they had before now. And so investors are actually reacting to the numbers they are releasing. And of course, the livestock is in the agricultural subsector, which happens to be the major focus of the government. And so we expect a better numbers to come from this stock, and investors are actually positioning for this. Then you have linkage assurance, mutual benefit. Linkage assurance gained 73.08%, while mutual benefit gained 59.26%. Of course, there are other insurance stocks that actually gained during the month of January. What is moving their price? Of course, we all know that there is a recapitalization process going on in that sector. And of course, if their prices remain down, they won't have the right valuation. So you see that the price had been moving, especially 2 weeks ago. The price started moving radically, and we have almost all of them on the gainers list. We have NCR. NCR is the 5th on the list of the gainers for the week, and it gained 59.18%, having moved from ₦1.96 to close the month at ₦3.12. If you ask me, this is outstanding. What do they do? NCR is into the ATM business. They are the supplier of almost some of the ATM machine you will see here and there. And you know that technology is actually another focus that will move the economy forward. And
okay.
With this, all right.
Okay. Give me an outlook of what traders are doing right now, because I'm also seeing some corporate disclosures from USCN, Champs PLC, Angsa Mansard, I'm looking at Union Dye Consult PLC too, and how the markets is trading. Is this an indication? And also, I'm seeing some kind of positives already. What I'm seeing here, about 163 million shares have been traded so far. Is this an indication that the way January finished in the positive, that perhaps February will finish that same way, despite having a recessionary economy?
You see, the CBN is actually doing a lot to make sure that the economy recovered. And of course, when you see what is happening in the market right now, you want to ask, why are we having the result of all these listed equities with December financial year in January ending? Of course, normally within this period, the market only reacts to economic fundamentals. But from last year, the SEC came up with this rule that they should release an interim result. And all these earnings, most of the earnings you are seeing right now are the interim result, because the full year result, the audited result, will still come afterward. And this is why the market is moving. What has this done to the market? It has actually helped investors to invest, because when you see the numbers, you have a slight idea of what the full year might look like. And so you can start positioning from now. And again, that is one of the major, in fact, is the major reason why investors are fully back on their feet buying at this moment, because they have a guide to put their money in the market.
Okay. Finally, how should investors position themselves? I'm looking at new investors. If one is watching the show right now and wants to position himself or herself in the market right now, what are the sectors to go into?
Number one, if you are looking at the market right now, because what is ruling the market now is the dividend. So look at dividend stocks. Look for dividend stock. We'll see most of them in the banking sector, in the agricultural, MTN is there, and some of them, just look for dividend stock. Position yourself in those stocks. Even though the market has moved very high and the trend is very sharp, indicating that any slight change, any slight fundamental fault may affect the market. But when you are in a dividend stock, you are sure that your investment is secured.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tunde Segun Jeariogbe, the Chief Executive Officer at Tradelines Dotbiz Investment Ltd. Thank you for your analysis today.